Can you scoot over?
Well, but that's like yeah, we can. That's like the little viewfinder too. So.
But I feel like you're like not. Anyways.
There.
Okay.
At least now we'll know we're centered.
Yes.
Anyways, we'll probably not include that. But maybe.
No.
Maybe we'll put it in at the end. Just
Yeah.
a little like.
If anyone needs to know that I live alone and I
Talk
speak
to
to myself in a
yourself.
British accent.
We all do it. Okay. Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to World Class Athlete.
Oh, yes.
Episode 5. Wow.
The harmonization of that. It's incredible.
We are pro singers.
Mm.
Me, pro singer. Not really. I took voice lessons as a kid, but I wouldn't call myself a professional.
I didn't even take
By
voice
any
lessons.
means.
You're better than me.
My voice teacher she believed that all children were sopranos.
Oh.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
That's not how physiology works. So I really don't think she did me any favors.
Well,
but
you took voice lessons, though.
yeah. I mean, I guess as a little kid, maybe all little kids are. But like, at a certain point,
You're no longer.
you're not going to be a soprano anymore. She was, though. She was like opera level, like, she was crazy.
Should have stayed with her. You could have become an opera singer.
No, thank you. Although all the learning Italian would have done me good because most operas
Yeah.
are in Italian.
See? You could have combined two things you loved. Italian and opera. Or Italian and singing. Opera.
About to say opera is not the thing that I love, but all right.
It could be.
But anyways, first things first, I want to shout out to our fan, to Cade's fan, who gave us a little
Yes.
comment last week. That was so sweet. He was like, he liked Cade, and I thought that was nice.
It was nice. Said something about whichever team got him, like, they were getting a great guy. Something like that.
Yeah.
Along the
And that
lines.
was so sweet. We need more of that.
Yes, we do.
But I'm glad that the clickbait worked. Like, putting
Yes.
his name in the title, obviously this guy was like, oh, Cade didn't. Let's see what's up with him.
Yeah, we did use him for clickbait, but it's okay. We're not ashamed of it.
Love you, Cade. Yeah, he was aware, so
Yeah.
he knew what he
we
was
told
doing.
him about it. It's okay.
He knew what he was getting into. But he's getting drafted this weekend.
Woot woot,
We're so
woot
excited.
woot.
We'll be there. Hopefully it happens second round, so
Yes.
we'll all be there when it happens. But if not, either way, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our microphones
Yeah.
are both trophies this week.
And they're both yours.
Yes.
So, where'd we get these? What did we win?
I don't know. This came from something Philam related.
Did it?
Like, oh, I remember. It was because it was my recruitment.
Yeah.
The summer or like fall recruitment when I was
Mm.
VP, we did an Olympics themed because it was the 2020 Olympics had gotten pushed back to
yeah.
21. So it was Olympics themed. And for like night 1, I think, of recruitment, we did a scavenger hunt. And then whoever won got a trophy and like a gift card to like
Cute.
Sonic or something. But yeah.
Oh, I like it. I didn't know that's where these came from.
Yeah. And then we just had a bunch of them left over. So a bunch of people took them. And then Taylor and I at our apartment, we had them like around.
Oh,
And so I just ended up taking these two. But yeah.
cute. That's also how I got my microphone. It's hers. I got no story behind mine.
I don't really know. We didn't really have anything to bring. Like, we kind of forgot to get things to attach mics to. So we just used these. But also, I don't know.
Cute.
This is like a trophy for Joey Chesnut.
Yeah.
For winning the hot dog drive.
It's for
Dang.
America. It's a trophy
For
of America.
Yes, because it was the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll do our songs, I guess.
Yeah. This week, my song, International Love by Pitbull. I've been playing it a lot recently, and you can't help but sing every time it's on.
Off the top of my head, I don't know what song you're talking about. I'm sure if I heard it, I would
You would
immediately
know.
know.
You'd know.
But I'm like Kate. I don't know titles and artists sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mine, I don't know why, but Arkansas by Chris Stapleton popped into my head the other day. I don't listen to country music. We haven't been to any Razorback sporting events lately
No.
because they play it at almost everything ever since that song was released. But like,
Yeah, they do.
for some reason, that came
It's
into
just
my head.
in your head.
And hey, it's a lot different than all my other ones.
That's
so,
true. Diversifying the playlist.
Yeah. I don't know. It's honestly not a bad song. It's a pretty good song.
It's not. I just think I've heard it too much.
Yeah.
Because it's played at every sporting event I ever go to.
I just remember that when it was released. Were you in college yet when it was released? Was it your freshman year or was it before that? Because I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021 that it came out.
I don't remember. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I just remember it was released like on a Friday, and the next day was like Razorback like football game day. And
it was blasting through the speakers.
Yes, it like came out Friday, and everybody was talking about it because they were like, "Did you hear Chris Stapleton wrote a song about Arkansas?" Blah blah blah.
We don't get to be in songs very much.
True, and if we are, they're never good.
Right. So,
but yeah, and then like, and it was like an 11 a.m. game, so everyone was at the stadium super early, and they're just blasting this song during pregame and during the game. They played it like 3 times in that one game day.
I bet
because everyone was like, "It's the song." I just have like a visceral memory.
I don't know.
Memory?
I don't know if I was in college yet.
Let me look it up.
I could have been, and I just don't remember.
Let's see. It was released 2020. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So I was thinking it was because that was also football season that year was so weird because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like we had to sit. They had the stadium where like, you know, the little seat back things that you can rent. So that was kind of nice because they put them in the student section so that we would be forced to sit in groups. So they would have them in like 2s, 3s, or 4s. And so we would like sit in our little friend groups like 6 feet apart from other people.
That's kind of nice.
That really nice.
Kind of how we should go back.
But we had to wear masks outside.
That's not nice.
You know, I believe in that masks do work when you're sick, but when you're outdoors at a football stadium and the wind is blowing, it was kind of a futile thing to do. But
and you guys weren't even in like good masks that were gonna stop anything.
They gave us Arkansas issued fabric ones.
Yeah,
like they weren't even surgical masks because there was a shortage at the time.
Yeah, nothing was getting blocked by those. So.
No. And once again, when you're at like a giant football stadium, and we were spread apart, so it's not like we were all scrunched up next to each other like any other football season. So it would have been pretty much impossible for someone to get sick without a mask at that time. But we're doing what we could to try to not, because everyone was, you know, going and partying in frat basements, and so the university was probably like, well, as long as we can try to keep them apart
if they
games.
Look like they're following COVID guidelines on TV, then they are any other time, you know?
Exactly. I was not partying in frat basements at that time.
Neither was I. I was in high school.
I didn't get COVID until last fall, and it sucked. But
never got it.
Really? I didn't think I had it, and then I got long COVID, and she was like, yeah, you definitely had it. And I was like, yeah, that would make sense why I keep passing out.
No, I didn't even cough once during the whole, it just didn't happen.
You have to clear your throat, and you're like, yeah. I know, that was the worst too, like allergy season, because everyone was like staring at you, and you'd be like, I promise I'm not sick.
It's not COVID. It's pollen.
It's pollen. I think I got a cold one time too, and I tested negative for like everything, so it was just straight up a cold. But I was like so freaked out that people were gonna like look at me weird, and I was I promise it's not. I just don't feel good.
I know that time, no matter what you're sick with, they're like, oh, it's COVID. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, like, no, it's just some other random virus.
Yeah, like, there's still other common cold. It's okay.
Yeah, I had to wait at an urgent care for 3 hours to get a strep and flu swab, and came back negative, both of them, and COVID as well. They did all 3, and everything was negative. And so I just sat there for 3 hours with a sore throat, feeling like I was dying for nothing.
How many other type of germs in that waiting room?
Yeah, for the urgent care to just go home, get some rest, take some Tylenol.
Take a nap.
Thanks. I needed that information. But I didn't want to get banned from going to class for 2 weeks. So.
Yeah. So you did kind of need that negative test.
It's kind of whack how it's already been.
It's been a while.
I know. Like 3 years, over 3 years since it like started. And
I know. Crazy.
Ugh,
Time flies.
would not want to relive that period of time.
Absolutely not. Honestly, though, I was a big chiller because I was in high school. So
yeah. Well, even then,
the first like not fun.
That first semester after, like when it happened, when they sent us home, nobody knew how to use Zoom. Mm-hmm. No one really did like online classes except for majors that were online already.
Yeah.
And so like professors just fully dropped the ball on everything, which is like bad.
Right.
But also for us, we were like, oh, sick. Like,
this is kind of fun.
They don't care anymore. No one cares what we do because everyone thinks like they're going to die.
Yeah.
Some people did, but.
Well.
I don't think any of my professors did, so that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Anyways,
how was your 4th?
Good. We did the same thing on the 4th.
Yes, we did. We were together on the 4th. We went swimming in her pool.
I got such a bad sunburn.
My right
yeah,
here.
me too.
A little red.
Well,
it's a little bad.
My shoulders right here. I like took off my swimsuit and it was just like a lot, like a perfect tan line, and I was like, yeah, I should have gotten out earlier and reapplied. We were in the pool for like 4 hours.
We were in there for a while.
I did not expect us to actually like stay in there as long as we did. It was fun though.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I got a little burnt, but I don't feel it. So
yeah, no.
I'm okay.
And honestly, my back didn't get burnt at all, which is shocking because I was mostly turned with my back to the sun. But
yeah, I got a little red on my shoulders, but nothing bad.
Yeah, mine was all just like the front of my shoulders and like up here, and then my nose.
Yeah.
I know. We'll have to ask Jess too, because Jess was there as well. Friend.
Yes. But she reapplied more than the both of us, so maybe she came out okay.
I reapplied once, but it wasn't enough, obviously.
I
didn't reapply until I felt my face stinging, and I was like, I should have done
at all. I just kind of forgot. I just didn't want to get out. I had to dry off, and then reapply just to get back in. I was kind of like,
yeah, I know.
Whatever happens, happens.
But it was fun times. Did you do anything else before that, after that?
No. Yeah, my parents called me to let me know that they were having a fun time at the lake for their 4th.
Without you?
Yeah, without me. So
we're going to join them this weekend. So
yeah, but I didn't get a Tuesday to Sunday vacation like they're getting. Yeah, but that's all I did. Made myself dinner. Ate alone.
Nice.
America, freedom. Woo.
Nice. What all did we do?
You ate pizza.
Yeah, my family ate pizza after they left. And then I got more pizza yesterday with my research lab.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good. We went to Fossil Cove. I'd never been there before. I'd been invited to go one other time, but I couldn't. And so then they were like, yeah, we're going to meet here, have like drinks and pizza. And the pizza was so good. It has like sourdough crust.
Ooh.
And it's like good like pizza oven pizza.
Ooh.
It's from a food truck, but like
really?
It was so good.
I do enjoy a good pizza.
Also, my fam came Monday, like my mom's side of the family, hung by the pool. My mom made homemade ice cream.
Ooh. And
peach sorbet.
Yum.
We had burgers and
your traditional,
all of the things. And it was so good. We still have some of the ice cream left.
That's
nice. I've been eating that like every night, like a little bowl of ice cream. And we have a bunch of heavy cream left over, so I'll like whip some whipped cream. So good.
You gotta do it. Someone's gotta eat it,
Mm-hmm.
Can't let it go to waste.
Yeah, it's not like people, like my dad's the only one who drinks coffee in our household, and he only uses half and half, so he's not going to be using straight up heavy whipping cream in his coffee. That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Unless you made it into whipped cream. So it's all mine. I'm just blending up.
Gotta take one for the team is what I'm hearing.
The first time though, I did get dangerously close to making butter, making like vanilla flavored butter. It was right on the edge, like right before it broke. And so it did kind of have
You were walking a fine line.
It did. I think it started to just enough because like I would take a bite and then it would feel like
like that's kind of gross.
It was, but thankfully like mixed with the ice cream, it was fine.
Much like you're just like taking a
And like I had
bite
enough
of a stick of butter.
I had enough vanilla and like sugar and salt that it wasn't too bad, but there were a couple times the texture I was like, yeah, this was fully about to turn into butter. If I had gone like 2 more seconds longer. But
you live and you learn.
Yeah. It never fully turned to butter, and so we were all good.
The important part.
That would have been sad, like wasting my heavy cream and making. What am I going to use vanilla butter for? I don't have
cinnamon sugar bagels.
Yeah, then I would have to go buy those.
Could have just put it on some toast.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't even know.
Probably be really good.
French toast. Flop that on there too. I don't know. I've never had vanilla butter. I just had
me neither.
Butter. Butter is butter. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Butter is a wonderful thing.
Truly top 10 greatest inventions ever.
Honestly. I wonder who discovered butter.
I don't know. Do you think it was on accident? Because
Probably.
tea was discovered on accident. So.
My best guess is that they were carrying cream on the back of a donkey or a horse, and it got shaken up so much that it turned into butter. And then they were like, "Yo, what is this?"
And they were like, "Shoot, we can't not eat it."
Yeah, let's try it. And then they were like, "Yo, this is good,
so good."
And they just kept doing it.
Maybe. I don't know.
That seems the most reasonable. That somehow it would get shaken up enough.
Yeah.
On a long journey. Across the fields. I don't know.
I don't know when butter came into play in human society.
History.
Yeah, when did we... This is what they should teach you in history.
Yeah, when was butter made?
When was butter invented? How?
Who found butter?
Who discovered it? Who colonized butter?
I don't know. Honestly, though, I feel like butter's been, I don't know, around. I'm going to look it up right now. When was
we use butter in a lot, so I feel like it's had to be here for a minute.
8,000 BC, ancient Africa.
Oh.
When a herder making a journey with a sheepskin full of milk jostled and curdled into butter.
There you go.
Dang. That just made the most sense, so I'm glad that I was right.
It'd been kind of weird if you were wrong.
Yeah, I just don't know what else, unless someone was just like, "Hey, dare me to shake this."
You dare to shake this glass of milk.
Wow. I like the Wikipedia definition. It's a semi-solid emulsion consisting of 80% butterfat used as a spread and a condiment. I don't know if I would consider butter a condiment. Even if you're dipping lobster in butter, I don't consider it a condiment.
That's true.
I just dip lobster in butter.
But do you consider mayonnaise and mustard condiments? But you're not really dipping anything in those. You're putting that on something.
Yeah.
And you put butter on things.
I think by definition, mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup are condiments, aren't they?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know
if you're putting
condiment.
But I don't ever just dip something in mayonnaise or mayo. You spread it on something. It
says the definition of condiment, according to Wikipedia, a preparation that is added to food, typically after cooking, to impart a specific flavor or enhance the flavor or complement a dish.
So technically butter is one. That's just kind of weird to think about, though.
Yeah, the examples here are ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, compound butter, teriyaki, soy, Marmite, and sour cream. See, I would consider a compound butter to be a condiment because it's flavored.
Right.
But just plain old butter, I feel like it's just kind of its own thing. But I don't know.
I'm not in food science, so.
Yeah, no. I had the opportunity to take a food science class at one point, but
maybe it would have answered your butter questions.
Probably. There's a food chemistry class that sounded really interesting, but it wasn't a 3,000 level or above, so I couldn't get credit for it. I wanted to take floral design instead, so.
Yeah, play with flowers, play with butter.
Flowers were way more fun.
Oh, yes.
And useful. I'm sure butter would have been useful too, but I already cook enough as it is.
I know how to use butter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of don't pay that much money to figure out how to use it.
No, exactly. But yeah. So we don't really have a lot of sports things to talk about this week, but we wanted to. I saw something about Joey Chesnut And since it was the 4th of July,
It fits. It's
yeah.
his time to shine. It's his Super Bowl. It's the
Eating
4th of July.
food the way that they do, I guess, is kind of a sport.
It's
You gotta be in
competitive.
like a
There's-
certain kind of shape to be able to like.
to stomach it.
I mean, how ruined do you think people's stomachs are from doing that? Like, because your stomach has to be so elastic. The normal stomach can't hold that much
I'm
food.
telling you, there are people who just like did it to do it, just for like kicks and giggles, that are definitely like still on the toilet to this day after they did it. Like,
someone in my lab, she's won like multiple. She's like the skinniest person I've ever met. And she's like a former D1 college soccer player. So, I mean, she probably has the crazy metabolism for it, but she's won like multiple pie eating contests and stuff like that. I'm like, how do you do?
I can't do it. I also, if you watch the hot dog eating contest, Joey Chesnut will like dip the bread in the lemonade. And
so
I
gross.
purely would not be able to get that in my mouth just because of
No,
the texture of that bread. I wouldn't
One time,
be able to, I couldn't do it. Also, the hot dogs got nothing on them.
no.
Like, not a drop of ketchup,
Ugh.
nothing. And
One time at our like youth group in probably 8th or 9th grade, they made us take communion, except we had to dip a piece of French bread from Walmart in grape juice, and that was how we took communion. And
that is nasty.
I was like, whose idea was this?
No, bread should not have to.
Why were we even using real bread in the first place?
Yeah,
the
that's
whole point
funny. Is that you're using
is that it's
French
supposed to be
bread.
unleavened bread.
That was a very last minute thing.
Go on my theology rant. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, yeah, obviously whoever was in charge that week was like, oh yeah, we were supposed
a Ritz cracker would have been
Yeah.
better.
Well, and I don't know why they couldn't have just gone over to the main worship, because it was like a Wednesday night service. It wasn't like Saturday night when we had normal church. So they could have just gone over and gotten like some of the crackers, the communion crackers from the main area and brought it back. But no.
It would have been cheaper too.
Like, I get why they didn't want to pour the individual little cups or whatever.
Yeah, but don't make you
But at the same
dip
time,
the bread in it. That's it's just disgusting. That right there would make
They
me
should
throw
have just
up.
told everyone, bring your own glass of grape juice this week.
Yeah.
Because we don't want you sharing one cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that in the Catholic Church. They like all share. I don't care if the priest is wiping the lip every time. Like, that's
If
not.
we're not wiping it with a Clorox, it's not getting clean.
There's people germs in that wine, which I guess it's wine, so the alcohol will kill it off. But still, I don't know. I could never.
No.
Give me the little baby cups of grape juice.
That's what I'm saying. Little individual, let me pass it around. Yep.
Yeah. Or just like.
I like to personalize my communion, you know?
Do like the athlete, like.
Yeah.
Drip from
A
above.
Gatorade bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's your squirt of grape juice.
God.
The blood of Christ.
That would be funny. If I pulled up to church and they're like, hey, we didn't order enough cups. We're all just waterfalling from this Gatorade bottle like we're football players.
Lips don't touch the bottle.
At that point, they need someone just dressed up like a trainer that just goes around and squeezes it for everyone.
Yeah. Their little khaki shorts and polo.
That'd be so funny. That's what they should do during football season.
They should do communion during football games.
No, just what the church should do during football season.
Got it.
But if they want to do communion during football games, you know, freedom of religion and whatnot, I guess.
Yeah, there's always a...
Well, no.
Their chaplain is always on the sidelines at every game.
That's true.
He caught a football one time at
with his own Gatorade bottle full of grape juice.
Yeah. Or if they have like a Catholic priest full of holy water, just like, here's a little extra, something, something.
It was just bless the field. We just have a different priest from every single religion just comes on and blesses it in their own way, just so all bases are covered.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, goodness. Silly. But back to the hot dog thing. We only brought it up because apparently they tried to cancel it.
Which is very unpatriotic of them if you really think about it.
ESPN was like, we don't want to do this. And Joey Chestnut was like, you're doing it. And so I guess when Joey Chestnut says, we're doing this, you do it. I'll never forget seeing videos last year of him at like an Ole Miss game, and someone
Yes.
bought him a hot dog and made him eat it in front of
It's just so funny.
some little frat boy. Why was he there? Is he an Ole Miss fan?
I have no idea. I go every other day in the year not hearing about Joey Chesnut, and then the 4th, his name is blasted everywhere. And then the next day, I never hear about him ever again until the next 4th.
True. I like that on his Wikipedia, Joseph Christian Jaws Chestnut. I've never heard a single person call him Jaws. I've only heard.
I haven't heard it, but I'm
It's just
not
Joey
too
Chestnut.
deep into
into the lore.
into the competition eating so they could, and we just don't know because we just barely scratched the surface.
This is so funny. Last year, in a return to the corner of Surf and Stillwell Avenues, he consumed 63 Nathan's Famous hot dogs, his 15th championship, despite a ruptured tendon in his leg. Why would that have hindered him? First of all,
From getting on stage, did you not like
Yeah,
the
I
amount of
guess.
steps that they got to walk up
but
to
that's
get
just
there?
such a funny thing. They make it sound like the ruptured tendon is like
It was in
such
his stomach or
yeah,
something.
like such a issue. This year he won by eating 62.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
I know.
I would
I
hate to
can't
be the
even
person.
fathom like that many sitting
I'd
in front of me.
hate to be the person that had to like cook all the hot dogs
Mhm.
for the hot dog eating competition.
Some of those have to be cold too, because like
No,
they have to cook so many of them for everybody.
and then they're just sitting there, just waiting.
This year he also won the first ever Qdoba World Burrito Eating Championship with 14 and a half in 10 minutes.
Dang.
Dang.
That's a lot of food. And burritos are loaded. Like that. Dang. I can barely eat one.
He trains by fasting and stretching his stomach with milk, water, and protein supplements.
That is a lifestyle I don't ever want to live.
He says he doesn't plan on stopping until he reaches 70 hot dogs.
That
And he's gotten to 68 before.
is an
See?
absurd number of hot dogs to.
He trains by cooking hot dogs at his house and eating them in a simulated competition style, starting with 40, working his way up until he's in game shape.
Ew.
That is crazy. He has a degree in engineering and construction management, and this is.
Do you think he
How
goes
he
to
makes
his
his
9
money.
to 5 office job and then was like, you know what?
Does he need a job?
I don't know.
I feel like this is his career now. Like,
Well, yeah, but do you think that just.
because I mean,
Like,
he could have already
like-
made bank being an engineer.
Do you think he was just sitting in his office and then he was like, oh, I got the 4th off. What should I do? And he was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go enter a hot dog eating contest. And then he found out he was just good at it.
Yeah, it says his first one was while he was at San Jose State in 2005 with a deep fried asparagus eating. What?
Now that right there is American. Deep frying asparagus.
That sounds disgusting.
It does sound nasty, but you wouldn't find it
He
any
ate
other way.
6.3 pounds of asparagus in 11 and a half minutes, beating high-ranked eater Rich Lefevre.
Wow.
What a
What a
sentence.
name.
And then that year, he went to the hot dog eating contest and ate 32. His first ever Nathan's hot dog contest. He got third.
And he managed to get 32 down.
That's crazy. He also set a record for eating 32 and a half grilled cheeses in 10 minutes at the Arizona State Fair. So I guess he just like did one and then was like, all right,
I'm really good at this.
let's go. Oh my gosh. He's eaten 91 hamburgers just in 2005.
91 hamburgers, but he could only get 68 hot dogs.
Or no,
down?
okay. 56 was his first time.
Oh, okay.
But then he later beat this one guy by eating 91.
Goodness.
That's just
Imagine
insanity.
all the hungry and starving kids we could feed with the amount of food he is consuming.
Who
You want
was
to know
it?
how to end world hunger? Stop competitive food eating.
Didn't they ask Joe Burrow about that the other day? I feel like who was it? Was it Joe that they asked? I think it was, where they were like, something about the hot dog eating contest. Like, are you going to watch or something? And he was like, there are too many people starving for me to support this. And I was like, okay, tanking. Go off.
I mean, if you think about it, like.
True. Well, I'm like, yeah.
All that food he's eating could
feed a lot of people.
Could feed nearly an elementary school for a year.
He ate 44 Cane's chicken fingers in 5 minutes.
This is what I'm saying. This is see what I mean? You want to end world hunger, cancel competitive eating competitions.
Like, I just feel like that can't be, even if he is like, I don't know, purging or whatever. First of all, that's like eating disorder. Like, borderline. The way that you have to train. But also, there's no way that his like cholesterol is okay.
Oh, no.
And like, his blood pressure, or anyone who does this for a living. Because, like, 2014, he won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different competitions in that same year.
Yeah. Are those only the ones he won? He could have competed in more.
Yeah, this is his. Don't even know. No, these are just his world records. So who knows how many he competes in a year?
That's crazy.
Golly. That is nuts. He holds so many world records. Wow. I don't know how he does it.
It's truly amazing. It's amazing what the human body can do when you starve it enough, I guess.
True.
And stretch the stomach.
Yeah. That's the worst part to me. That's gotta feel miserable.
Yeah.
Like, I get, like, if you just eat a little bit too much, like, you feel miserable for an entire day. But doing 62 hot dogs?
Nasty.
Ugh. So weird. Also, speaking of Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at that party that he went to. With all those famous people. All the comments were like, this is Illuminati. Which...
It's kind of funny.
It's a rich dude who has parties all the time. I don't even know what that guy does for a living.
I saw a TikTok.
He throws parties all the time.
I saw a TikTok. And it, like, said what he did. Or, like, how he made his money. And I can't remember. But it's something like... I think he owns some website that sells, like, sports, like, merchandise for, like, different teams.
Oh, yeah. He owns,
you know what I'm talking about.
Which one is it? It's Fanatics, maybe?
Yeah. I think he, like...
one of those.
That's
right.
Probably his biggest way he's making money. I am sure he's invested in a couple other things. But yeah, the only thing he's known for is throwing parties.
Joe Burrow, Dixie D'Amelio in the same place is such a
the Kardashians.
That's such a funny concept.
I just want to know what their conversations were like in that room.
Also, Joe's outfit was his little mesh shorts and shirt combo. Funny. It's so silly. But I think I saved some. He like posted a bunch of them on his story or something. But I just want to talk about who was the guy that hosted it. He's like so short too, that guy. I don't know. Let's look at his tag. It's just such like a FanDuel. That's what that guy owns.
Okay.
Michael Rubin. Entrepreneur. He also owns Reform. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
It looks like it's actually a good nonprofit for changing the legal system.
Papa. Well, he doesn't make any money for that, but
no.
We support though.
He's hugging a little baby in this picture. Tiffany Haddish is there.
It's just the most...
All of the D'Amelio.
It's just the most random, like, anyone who could even remotely, like... Anyone who has a blue check on their Instagram was, like, invited. And it's so...
Mark D'Amelio's post.
It's so funny.
So funny. I just imagine Mark D'Amelio going up to... Why is he whispering in his ear? Okay. Going up to Joe Burrow and... trying to have a conversation with him. He probably did. I feel like he came up. He's got like such a northern accent. He was like, Joe Burrow. Like, Nice to meet you. We could do a deal. Like, mais horas. Like, something. We could help each other out.
I would be too overwhelmed with the talk about mixing friend groups.
Justin Bieber was there too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have people from,
yeah, I know.
It's not like you're just picking like, oh, like these are all people within the music industry, or these are all athletes, or like these are all models and actors.
It's like such a random
all of them
conglomeration
are
of
there.
people.
I just know that when you actually were in there, like there would be a group of athletes over here.
I know.
And there's a group of models over there.
It's like,
and a group of actors. Like
everyone is so separate.
Like they got into their little groups. There's no way they didn't.
Exactly. Well, because all of these pictures that like the guy or that I keep seeing, it's like a bunch of athletes together, a bunch of models together.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure there was some intermingling because a
bunch of rappers together.
They all know each other from somewhere, but like there was no way that
Jack Harlow. Stop. James Corden.
It's so funny.
I'm sorry. What was that man wearing? Huh? Not Tom Brady. Okay, we have to. This is. Also, people are like, this is giving KKK. Because why is it all white? Who is this man and why is he wearing chaps?
With nothing.
Barely, yeah.
Underneath. That's so.
This is just such a insane group.
Such
DiCaprio and Ben Affleck.
That's what I'm saying. They're with like TikTokers.
With like
influencers. Like, props to you if you're an influencer and you were able to influence your way up to this.
True.
Like, truly,
was that J-Law?
Truly, I admire.
Also, this house that they did it in is like 4 stories. So I feel like everyone was just like on their own little floor. It was just like stratified. Like, okay, all of the athletes are up on this floor and then the models are on this floor.
It could have been.
Imagine having to go to the bathroom at a party like this.
I'm trying to find.
Because when you're drinking that much, you gotta pee all the time.
Imagine trying to get out the door.
True.
Imagine being like, oh, I'm gonna go say my goodbyes. And you have to, you're nearly saying goodbye to everyone.
You just leave. And everyone's like, oh, I wonder where
so-and-so went.
If they're sober enough to think that. Like, I wonder where whoever went, like sending text. Oh, I left. Sorry.
Just one massive group text to everyone.
Yeah, it's like.
Okay, also, how far in advance do you think you get the invite to the all-white party? Because, like, you got to plan.
It's probably months. Like, honestly,
do you think he's sitting there, like, refining his guest list? Like, oh, I can't invite this person because they don't like this person. Like,
true. I wonder
what goes into it. Or is he just
people who have beef, like, what do they do?
Or is he just sending it to anyone and everyone?
There's great drama that happens at that party every year.
There's no way there's not.
The fact, like, the Biebers were there.
Right.
Selena wasn't.
No.
But, like, I don't know. What could have happened? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Does he just send it to nearly anyone who is famous and whoever shows up is who shows up?
Honestly, probably he just DMs people and is like, hey, come to this party, this date, in the Hamptons. Like, wear white. It'll be a movie. That's literally what the caption of that video said. Last night was a movie. What are you, a 20-year-old frat boy?
Lit, crazy movie. It's so bad.
That's just such a strange. Might need a whole year for my liver to recover. That's such a frat boy formal thing to say. Like,
a frat boy wouldn't even need a year for his liver to recover. He'd need a weekend.
True. Also, the whole like Affleck J-Lo. Why is he like holding on to their daughter like that? That's such a weird. Or is that like his? She's in a bunch of pictures. Maybe that's his girlfriend. She looks younger than me, so.
Maybe she just has a baby face. Who knows? She could just have a really good skincare routine.
He had a pre-party where he invited a bunch of people to his house. Oh, maybe it's his daughter. I hope that's his daughter and not his, like, wife. Because she looks so young. But I don't know.
I guess. This isn't even like siblings are dating.
It's father or dating.
Father or dating.
/ married.
I don't know.
I don't know. She's always with this guy. Oh, no. Okay. That's got to be his daughter because I think this must be his like girlfriend or something.
Ooh.
She looks much more age appropriate.
We were
Not by
scared
much,
for a
but-
minute.
Yeah. Thank God. Just such a weird.
Do you know that his daughter probably has to be like, oh, I'm sorry to all of her friends. Be like, oh, I can't. Like, my dad's throwing his annual all white.
Honestly, though, I feel like at that point,
Or she just get to invite them too.
I was about to say,
are her school friends?
So many
just at
people are
this-
going to go. Like, might as well invite all your friends too.
That's funny. Imagine your parents being like, so what are you doing for the 4th? Are you able to come with us? Like, we're going to grill in the backyard with Grandma. And you're like, no, I'm going.
They probably have a lot of rich friends.
That's
so they're probably like, we're going out on the yacht out Cape Cod. Like,
that or they might, the whole family, all their families just might just be invited to the party. Who knows?
True. The night before the white party is the summer soiree.
It just sounds expensive.
True. Rich people problems. She hangs out with little baby all the time. Interesting.
That's kind of funny.
Such a weird.
It's weird to see famous people and who they're friends with because I'm like, wow, I don't even know what you guys would talk about.
Like these, yeah, and like who they interact with.
Yeah, like y'all hold a conversation. Like, there's no way.
We've just got a video of CJ Stroud picking him up and throwing him on the ground. Like, what? I don't know.
That guy's networking skills are incredible.
True. I mean, I guess though, if it's like when you own a fan-based thing, like you have to be able to license with them to sell stuff. So
That's
I'm
very
sure
true.
he makes them a lot of money, so they feel obligated to hang out with him, I'm sure.
I mean, I'd go if I ever got an invitation. At least
True.
once.
Yeah, but if it felt too culty, then I'd be like, I don't know.
I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna dip. I'd have an exit strategy. For sure.
I feel like you'd have to go in and be like, okay, if it starts to get culty, we dip.
We'd have a code word set up and be like, yo, if someone slips us into a sentence, we're out.
To see Jack Harlow live would be kind of
cool.
You also wonder though, like people who like have never, like the influencers or whatever. Obviously, those influencers like the D'Amelios and stuff like that, they've been around now for a while. But if it's like your introduction into that stuff,
yeah, like your first time
how do you like act normal? Because you see all these other people that you've probably like looked up to or like watched or whatever, and you're just like, you don't want to be that weirdo
this would be a weird
fangirl.
bad time to like ask for an autograph.
Yeah, or like be like, oh my gosh, we should get a picture.
Yeah.
But like you don't want to seem overly familiar,
right?
But you also wouldn't want to be like too fan-ish. I don't know. I feel like it would be
a fine line.
Really weird to go into it as like a newbie.
So uncomfortable going into it, like your first time.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you'd have to like find, if you didn't already have one, find like a friend group to stick with, and then just be like somehow get into group pictures with people. Because
you just gotta go with someone who's already gone.
Yeah, but anytime you like. Group pictures are always like, oh yeah, everyone's throwing their arms around each other. Like,
safe.
You've never met each other before, but like now you're best friends in this picture.
Mm-hmm.
So like that would be a good way to like get the in. And then whenever people are like, oh yeah, we took that picture together.
They're like, oh yeah, I remember.
Like, I remember
that's
you.
so cool. Yeah, they don't know your name, but it's okay. But then you're in.
Yeah.
That just seems like a really stressful time for everyone involved.
It's just, I just want to know, like, what is this? Sure. Sorry. Oh, what's that guy again?
Nasty.
I just want to know what kind of tea came about that party.
I also want to know how much he spends on these parties.
Oh, so much money.
Because all the alcohol, the food, the place, the DJ equipment, like all that, like
yeah. Well, he probably already owns the DJ equipment.
True,
so
probably.
I'm sure. When you're that rich, though, like, who cares?
I mean, if you have the money for it, do it.
Yeah. Or,
at least,
give that money to poor people.
Either way works.
But at least he's got, like, a charity, I guess, going for
Yeah.
People in the prison system. Good for them. I don't know if he's actually a good person, but
I couldn't tell you.
that's a nice thing to do, I guess. Hopefully he's actually doing actually good things in the world.
We don't know. We weren't invited. So
Yeah. Never met the guy.
no.
Maybe one day. We'll see.
Probably not. I don't know.
Maybe Cade can
Get us in.
What if he gets invited one, like, when he, like, breaks out in his career?
Yeah.
Dude.
Were there any baseball players there?
I don't know. I don't know who's baseball and who's what. Like,
Because as far as I know, athlete-wise, it just looked like a lot of football and basketball players.
yeah. But I feel like, yeah, I don't know. There's probably some baseball players there.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll have to do some
We'll do some
investigative
digging.
journalism after this. Yeah. But, okay, so do we want to talk about the thing that we've been waiting
We've been
to talk
pushing
about?
off for 5 episodes.
We'll close out with this. We've honestly gone a long time. I didn't think we had, but we went on a couple tangents. As
Because we
one
looked
does.
up butter.
And Joey Chesnut.
Yeah.
But yeah, so University of Arkansas, we have some beef.
The way you do your tickets for athletic events, it actually only to football, men's basketball, and baseball, is absolutely atrocious. The way you handle it, everything about it, is crap and it sucks.
Like, here's the deal. We love the University of Arkansas. We love the Hogs. We love attending Razorback sporting events. But, like, and it used to be so much better, but the whole ticket request system sucks. It's so stupid.
The loyalty points thing that y'all sprinkled in there
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing y'all have ever
was
done.
terrible.
Because here's the deal. You go, oh, well, if you're loyal to Arkansas sporting events, like, then you'll get lower bowl tickets to basketball games. Okay, well, there's 3 games over Christmas break, and then it snows for 2 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to have people sitting in the lower bowl if they don't, like, I don't know. There were so many times the lower bowl was almost, like, half empty. And
the upper bowl was crowded.
yeah, but they wouldn't let us go downstairs because of our wristbands. Like, that's the dumbest thing. I get that you don't want people camping out, but at the same time, that's just part of sports now, okay?
Well, and also you would have people without lower bowl tickets that would just get into the right line to get a lower bowl wristband, and then they're in the lower bowl. So your loyalty points aren't really doing anything.
Mm-mm. Yeah, because, like, one time you just happened to get a
I
lower
just-
wristband,
yeah.
and you were like, oh, okay, sick.
I know.
But-
And I even got into the line for an upper bowl wristband.
Yeah.
I was doing it the right way.
And there were so, like, many games, almost all of the games except for the last one, after they started the loyalty thing, I was the only one in our entire friend group that had a lower ticket.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm not going to go sit and watch a basketball game by myself. That is weird.
Well, and
Like,
if you paid the $15 extra 15 with your access pass, like, you got an additional 500 loyalty points. But I'm telling you right now, I went to more games than the people who paid $15 extra dollars.
yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Like, it's just such a dumb thing. Like, if you're going to do loyalty points, make it for something that counts. Because if you want the basketball stadium to be full, or at least to look full, it's never going to look full if you are excluding people from sitting downstairs
Yeah.
because they missed, like, a game because they were sick, or, you know, they had class, or whatever it may be. But also, do something better with the points. They also said it was going to help you get priority tickets for, like, March Madness games.
it does not.
It didn't. For College World Series games.
Did not.
Which, I mean, we didn't get to Omaha, but, like, even the
Even
regional,
to
super regionals,
get
like, we didn't.
Regional tickets was disastrous.
Yeah, and I know I would have had enough points to get,
Yeah.
like, some kind of perks or whatever. Like, just do a raffle if
There
you
were
want.
no perks with the loyalty points.
No.
They're terrible. If you want to measure our loyalty, check the timestamps for when we enter, because if we're entering right when, like, doors open, that means I waited in line
Yeah,
for 3
exactly.
hours. That's loyalty.
Yeah, when someone's rolling up, like, 2 minutes before tip-off at a basketball game or kickoff at a football game, like, are they that
Unloyal.
long?
Unloyal.
We need to scan out, too. It's like, how long did you actually stay at
did
the
you
game?
stay the
Because
full game?
the first football game of every season, everyone leaves at half. Like all of the girls who feel like they have, and guys too, who feel like they just have to be there to take pictures, they dip before even halftime. Like first quarter's over. Oh, it's hot, and I pregame too hard. Bye.
Yeah.
What was the point of going?
Or the amount of people that will scan into things purely for the loyalty points.
I mean,
that will leave.
I did do that once, but
I did once, but that was only
once.
Because you let people that pay $15 get
that's
more points than me.
We were trying to go to the Sharkansas game and like actually be able to go and sit and have fun.
I made
in
a
the bleachers.
spreadsheet of every game that I needed to go to get enough points.
And also, if you're going to, like, we get it. Arkansas doesn't like women's sports unless they actually do something good for us. But like, don't make certain sports like certain game sports, like basketball, women's basketball. They'd be like, oh, this one game on this night is going to be. They did that with
softball too. They were like, oh, this one will be worth points, but every baseball game you go to
is worth points.
Is for points.
Like either all or none the sports.
Right. You're honestly more loyal if you're going to a women's game.
Exactly.
So
like
give us the points.
Yeah.
You want supporters at your women's game? Make them all for points.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous to like be like, well, you're only a dedicated fan if you go to a couple of women's sports or a couple of like the lower profile sports in general. No. Just make them all.
Or even better, just forget the loyalty point thing. Just have us request our tickets. Let us go.
And like, I don't know. It just seems so silly to do it that way. And like, if the loyalty points, if you really want to do something with them, like I said, like do a raffle or like a
make
giveaway.
Them worth something.
Yeah, or it's like if you earn this many points, you get, I don't know, like do like one of those coaches events or something.
Yeah.
Like you could win, or not even win, but it's like if you hit this many points, like we'll have a cookout and like the coaches will be there and it'll be fun.
Right, and if you're at this amount of points, you get to go.
Yeah, something like that. Like real constructive criticism for you guys because...
But to actually do something with the points.
Yeah.
Because I racked up quite a few and they are worth nothing.
Yeah.
But I am still going to pay $100 to get an access pass so I can go. So
plus, whenever you pay the extra fee, you get a T-shirt, and the T-shirts.
I'm paying the extra fee now because I don't know who knows what they're going to do.
I know,
and I refuse to be starting behind the start line.
Well,
if they do something new.
And it's funny, like talking to people who don't know any better thought it was fine. Like I met a couple freshmen when I would be waiting in line, and like I had to wait by myself in the lower line because everyone was in the upper line. And they'd be like, honestly, I think it's a really good idea. And I'm like, why? Like
it wasn't.
Because you're in the lower bowl and your friend, like everybody else is in the upper. Like you only like it when it's going to benefit you.
On paper, it sounds really great. Execution-wise,
no.
It was just not.
It doesn't actually feel fair to the people who actually care about the sports that they're going to.
Right.
Because once again, if someone's just swiping in and leaving, for what? Like they don't actually
or someone's parents paid $15 more when they bought them their access pass. Like they immediately get 500 points. Ridiculous.
True. I just think that there's got to be something better. I don't know what it is, but
it's not loyalty points.
No.
That's for sure.
Like, yeah, I don't know. See, like, yeah, the timestamps thing I feel like is a good idea. Yeah. Like, see who's actually getting there.
If you want with our loyalty points, like, let us buy tickets with our loyalty points. You know, for like when regionals and stuff come on, like, oh, if you have this many tickets, like, or this many loyalty points, like, your ticket will only be $5 instead. Like,
like some kind of discount.
Yeah. Like, I'll still pay, but if you want to discount it and then take some points out of my thing and be like, oh, well, like,
or like,
you know.
Yeah, if you have so many points, get like a 20% discount at the bookstore on something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go buy a T-shirt.
Or give me a free hot dog at a game. I would be so happy.
Yeah, meal pass, like
just
game
like
day
one.
Meal passes.
I get a drink and a hot dog.
We gotta call it the Razorback Foundation and be like, hey, we've got some ideas.
I got some things that would make everyone like you again.
Yes, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and like, I don't know. I also think it's dumb that they push the app so hard to the point where it's like you can request your tickets but they will not tell you when your ticket actually comes in.
No.
So, like, you just have to
and
guess.
you never know if you're getting your ticket emailed to you or if you have to go download it from the app.
Yeah. And, like, there have been a few times this semester where tickets were supposed to come out 24 hours before game day. It hits 24 hours. Everyone's like, hey,
Where's my
ticket? Nowhere to be found.
It's not.
There's also some sports where it's like, we'll give it to you 48 hours in advance. That's never happened.
I've never gotten a ticket 48 hours in advance.
Never.
And I look every single time because I'm like, oh, this app is going to crash. I need to download my ticket now.
And they don't even tell you what sports anymore that you like actually need to request, because there's some like volleyball, gymnastics, stuff like that. You used to just be able to swipe your student pass and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
But then randomly out of nowhere I get why they did it for gymnastics, because Jordan Weaver, slay.
Mm-hmm.
And gym became way more popular the past couple of years. But like all of a sudden randomly they're like, oh, you had to request tickets to come. And so you show up to Barnhill and you're like, oh, cool. So I can't get one now. Like I can't go.
Yeah.
So that's
not fun.
Either make everything like you have to request,
which is fine. The requesting the ticket is not the problem,
especially because like women's basketball, when you request it, you immediately get it.
Yeah.
And so it's not like it has to go through the selection process or whatever like other sports, but like make all of the sports do that, or just let us swipe in like we used to.
Yeah. I requested a women's basketball ticket day of a women's basketball game and got my ticket immediately.
Within like 1 minute.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
So if you can do it for that, the day of a game, you can send me my ticket when you actually say 48 hours in advance.
Well, yeah, and like now the whole baseball, basketball, football thing, like if you don't request by this time, you either luck out or you have to call the office to be like, hey, actually, can I get a ticket now?
Well, the funny thing is you call the office, they'll give you a ticket because you bought an access pass and they can see it. So why do I have to request by Wednesday if I could call Thursday and still get the exact same ticket as everyone else who requested Wednesday?
I get that they're trying to get a head count for like if it's a highly anticipated game, like just so people aren't waiting outside the stadium so that they get turned away at the end. But also, why Wednesday for like a Saturday football game?
Yeah.
I feel
at least give me to Thursday.
Yeah. It just seems so arbitrary. I don't know. Same with basketball. Saturday basketball game. Yeah. Got to request by Wednesday. I don't have that much foresight.
Yeah. Well, in basketball season, there could be a basketball game on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I could
and you have to request by Monday afternoon.
Right. Like, I don't know if I could be there. I might.
Yeah.
I might not. Let me request it a little later.
Yeah.
Please.
And I felt bad at times because it was like I would think I was going to go to a game. I would request a ticket and then it turns out I couldn't go. And now I'm like, well, I can't transfer my tickets anymore to somebody else unless they want to log into my account and download it to their phone. And like, so somebody else who wants a ticket
didn't
can't go. Yeah. It just, I don't know.
That's what I thought too. Every time I like requested a ticket and I wasn't able to go, I was like, dang, there's someone out there who like requested a ticket and didn't get it. And like,
Yeah.
Get your stuff together, UArk.
Yeah, there are a lot of things about the University of Arkansas that need fixing. I can't do all of that, but hey, I can complain about it.
I can't do any of it, but
yeah, can sure complain about it until y'all do something to fix it. But yeah,
like take away loyalty points.
Yes, or do something better with them.
Yeah,
either way.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
I do fear that the loyalty points are here to stay, though.
I think they are too, but like they sent out those surveys to everyone.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if other people, because I feel like everyone I've talked to, other than like those couple of
didn't like the loyalty points.
Yeah, like almost everyone I talked to was like, yeah, this is dumb. Like, especially the basketball thing. Yeah. And there was even a question in the survey that was like, did you like this thing about basketball? And I was like, absolutely not.
No, I did not. Let me just get in line early. Does that not prove my loyalty enough that I am in 32-degree weather?
Or even do like so the Alabama game, the camping out.
Yeah.
They had like people come out and they would give like not wristbands, but like tickets or whatever for each tent number so they knew what number in line you were. If people want to be there that early, like let them come get a wristband.
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they've done in the past, like for basketball when it's really cold out. If people
Yeah.
are like starting to line up at night, they give them all wristbands so they know they were front of the line.
Yeah, and they let
Just
them
do
go
that.
home.
Like
Yeah.
if you don't want them hanging around the stadium, then give those people like a
Just be like,
wristband.
hey, at 3:00, like you can come get a wristband till they're gone. We're giving out 50
So
or
many.
100 or
Yeah.
whatever number you want to do, and be like, if you can come get it, like one per person, if you can come get it, like you can get in the front of the line, show it to
Yeah.
whoever's working security there, and like you get in front.
Yeah.
And then you don't have a crowd of college students in front of your stadium until like an hour before doors open.
Yeah. And like they're at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Because I get not wanting to have security there at 4 a.m. Like it sucks for the people that are
I
having
wouldn't
to
want
be
to be there
there.
at 4 a.m., but
So do that instead. It makes so much more sense.
fix your problems.
Yeah. Anyways.
That was our tangent.
Yeah. We've hit an hour.
That's all we got.
So, true. This weekend will be the draft, so we'll have a lot to talk about, I'm sure, next week regarding baseball.
Yes. Yeah, because hopefully Cade, and then we get some Arkansas players, see where they end up going.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to see where everybody goes.
I am too.
Basketball, quick little thing. NBA Summer League has started.
Mhm.
Ricky Council got dunked the other day. Good for him. I was reading the comments on the Sixers posts, like when they signed him. All of these people, clearly, most NBA fans must not watch any college hoops because all of these people are like, I have no idea who this like nobody is, like blah blah blah. And other people were like, he was like hosting a dunk contest every single game and was constantly on SportsCenter highlights.
Right.
Like, you've never seen this kid before? Are you kidding me? Like, so Ricky, go prove the haters wrong, as you've been doing. Like, as far as I'm concerned, he's been slaying in Summer League. Same with Jalen Williams.
Yeah, I think they've all been doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anything about the other guys. Those are just the two that I've kept up with. But glad to see them doing well. Hopefully they'll be able to start like playing during regular season too.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
I know. I'm glad for them. So, Yay. Go Hogs. Except for when you're being annoying.
Go Hogs, except for the UARC ticketing system.
Yeah. Go follow our socials. We've been posting TikToks now.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're very funny. And reels. And yeah. Any last words?
Have a great weekend. Be safe.
Go be a world-class athlete. Bye.